Okay.
Right at the plantation.
Up inside there.
Yes.
But what sort of wood would it be
You
there?
cedar, a lot of cedar down here, and a lot of pine, both cedar and pine. And this one here also.
Okay.
Both cedar and pine cultivation.
We don't do mahogany here.
No.
Oh, okay. We're here at deep south Trinidad, which is the most southern point of the island. This area is called Columbus Bay. The rocks that you see there, that's the Three Sisters. And I don't know if you guys can see way in the distance there, that's called Soldado Rock, and that's pretty much the sort of borderline area between Trinidad and Tobago and Venezuela. What do you put in there? Just
It's cardboard.
cardboard.
Yeah. So like this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We're just prepping now to jump in there with the bees. It's a lovely little area here. We're in the middle of the coconut plantation. It's a nice little, like a swamp area there, like a man-made pond. This one is the organic vinegar. Oh, I lost my chain of thought there. What is chunk honey? I've never seen this before.
Right, chunk honey is where you actually cut combs.
Yeah.
Right, from the hive. Place it. Now they are cut, as I said, cut combs from the hives, and you place it into jars.
Yeah.
Adding other liquid honey into it. All right. These combs will be sealed, of course.
Oh, okay.
Comb honey is different to chunk honey.
What is the difference?
Right. The difference is in comb honey. Comb honey is where you place special frames into the hive.
Okay.
Regardless of the shapes, there are special frames, and the bees will draw these shapes out. Fill it with honey, seal it. The beekeeper will then go and crack these frames because they are removable.
Yeah.
Take that comb out. That is uncut. As I mentioned before, chunk honey is cut honey. Comb honey is not cut, so you just remove the molding.
Yeah.
Take that off and you will place it into different containers with no honey around it because it's comb honey. It's all sealed and it's sold just as that.
Oh, okay.
So there's two differences.
Wow, that was interesting.
Right.
And this is the soap, right?
Yeah.
And the skincare. What is this one?
It's honey for eyes. It's a different type of honey. It comes from a different species of bees.
How many species of bees are there?
Over 300.
300 species.
That we know.
But now we spoke about raw honey.
Yeah.
What's the shelf life on raw honey? Like, where do you store it? Do you store it in your fridge? Do you store it in your kitchen?
Raw honey is safe for the store at a 70 degrees Fahrenheit.
Okay.
Room temperature, we say room temperature, which might be more correct. Store it into dark containers.
So it's almost like olive oil then, because in olive oil you got to store it in a dark container as well.
Actually, nearly every beekeeper in the world stores honey raw.
Really?
Yeah. We are not supposed to be putting honey in clear bottles.
It's more for static for people to see what they
It's only because customers want to see what they buy.
Yeah.
Beekeepers put it in clear bottles, but it is done worldwide, but it's not the right thing.
So let's say you store it correctly in a dark container, room temperature. How long should it typically last?
Well, we have honey in Vatican over 2,000 years now.
2,000?
Over 2,000 years.
So it never goes bad then? Once it's processed correctly, it will never go bad?
It's done properly.
found honey inside the tombs in Egypt and sealed in a dark container. So I just crack it open and taste it like anything else.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Yikes.
Once honey is harvested and processed properly, it would not spoil as one would want.
But now, let's say the honey, you know how you see the honey in the comb?
Yes.
Will that last long as well too?
It will last long, but it must be sealed properly in containers. What will happen though, over a period of time, the honey being hygroscopic, right, would pull from the combs the extra propolis and venom and residues that remain on the comb. It will put it inciting on it, so the taste again will change, right? And normally beekeepers would have honey from cappings stored, because while you're extracting honey, you do the uncapping, right? And you store these cappings, and sometimes it stays there for a year and a half, 2 years, 3 seasons pass, and then they realize, hey, we have some honey here, we go and look for this honey, and they take it out, and so on, and say, oh, I can't sell this honey. This honey is too dark, this honey tastes like molasses, people ain't gonna buy this. I sell every bit of it, every drop. The reason why, I would educate the beekeepers that the honey that comes from the top capping that is 3 to 4 years of age is of high quality, premium. First of all, capping honey is premium honey, because the honey just under the capping is what one would normally use to sell on what you call exhibitions, and you would sell that on competitions, because that's where your best honey is.
Oh, okay.
So you have the best honey remain there for 3 to 4 years.
Aged.
It actually pulls the extra bee venom and propolis and whatever there is in the wax, right? Like pollen residue, etc. Pulls all these things, bring it into the honey, so it gets more better. Of course, it will get darker. That's why I could sell it for more money now, because it's more rich.
As a consumer, and we're looking for honey, we just spoke about this shouldn't be in clear bottles, but 99% of what we see are in clear bottles, right? What do we look for? Like a consistency, a color? Because obviously we don't open it because it's sealed, right? As a consumer, what should we be looking for?
You do not want color to be the main objective of what you're looking for. Honey color changes, the viscosity changes,
Really?
so the taste changes. So all three things changes along. The same colony of bees that bring to you clear honey can bring to you dark honey.
Why is that?
It is because of the different forages that exist outside. You will agree with me that no single fruit tastes the same.
Correct.
So the nectar would also be the same.
And that changes the color and
Changes the
viscosity and
color.
everything else.
Yes. A lot of beekeepers doesn't understand that the color of the honey is not just about the flower. Honey, the nectar that comes from different flowers have its natural dye. And this is something you might be hearing for the first time. And a lot of beekeepers, when they hear this, would be amazed to know that nectars from honey has a natural dye. Because most beekeepers doesn't go into that scientific research to know all these things.
Yeah.
Right? Well, it's because of the natural dyes that exist in these nectars that change the color of the honey.
Does the temperature at which the honey is produced, so for instance, in Trinidad, there's an average temperature of about 32 degrees Celsius. In Canada, it varies. In Wales, in North America, everywhere it varies. Does the temperature, the environment temperature, has anything to do with the type of honey that you get?
No. What it has to do is our moisture content level that we accept.
And we spoke about that earlier with bees feeding off the moisture and sand close to salty water.
Right. What will happen is that we range within 19 to 20 or 21% moisture. We'd accept that.
Yeah.
Why we would accept that? We'd accept that because the bees accept it. It's not really what the human want to accept. It's what the bees accept.
Yeah.
Right. So, and they will tell us that by capping the seal frames. So you find in colder countries they will cap at a higher level, maybe 20-21%. In the Caribbean they will go about 18-19%.
Okay.
Cap. So based on that we know this is the level that they accept and they cap.
Okay.
Right. So we follow the instructions in that way.
A couple times you mentioned the word cap. What does cap mean?
Cappings is where the combs that are filled with honey, when the bees would keep bringing nectar, put it into the cells, they would use their wings and fan these nectar
Okay.
to reduce the moisture content.
So they're air drying it
The
basically.
air drying it, right? So the outside of the colony, which is the floor, you will notice bees standing, facing in and some facing out, and fanning, only creating an intake-exhaust system at the same time. While some is pushing cool air inside, some is taking hot air outside.
Wow, never knew that.
Yeah. So they do it not only to cool the honey, but they do it to cool the temperature of the hive also.
The hive and the honey itself.
Yes. So when the honey reaches the acceptable moisture content that they accept,
Yeah.
they will then seal what we call the cappings. They will then cap the cells off.
So pretty much you're closing them off.
That's right.
No more.
No more honey is to be placed inside there again.
Yeah.
And this is where the beekeeper understands that he now have ripe or sealed honey.
Oh, okay.
Okay? And that is the stage that a beekeeper is supposed to harvest his or her honey, when it is ripe, not unripe. Unripe honey, now, as you now understand, will be higher in a moisture content.
Yeah.
And because there are natural yeast in the honey and the higher content moisture could actually cause fermentation.
Oh, okay. So then the shelf life, everything will be different. That's why you find the frothing on top of the bottles and stuff like
That
that.
can create fermentation.
Oh, okay.
I'm conscious.
And this is one of the other products he has here, and it's Mead, and it's about. It says here 8% alcohol, but you're thinking it might be a bit higher, right?
Yeah. Age.
The machine they use, it's like a centrifuge, to you put the
called an
frame,
extractor.
an extractor. You put the frames on here, and then you crank it up with this thing here. It spins, honey comes out. It falls in the bottom there, right?
Yeah, and then have a valve in front here.
Oh, there's a valve there.